Hello everyone, I wanted to make a quick introduction to today's video. Today we're going to be going over what all I got while I was in England. I was only there for about a week, so nothing too crazy, but we were there to visit family. It'd been about 5 years since the last time I went over, so it was a pretty big deal. And this time around my cousin Ben was getting married, so a big congratulations to Ben and Hannah for their fantastic wedding. A great venue, fantastic speeches, food, everything. I mean, everything was great. So we even had some decent weather, which is pretty rare in England, so that was, I think it's sort of meant to be when that was the case. So overall, fantastic, and big congratulations again to them. But we did manage to also find a couple card shops while we were over there, and that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. I've got some Pokemon singles, some Yu-Gi-Oh cards, some One Piece cards, and some sealed football cards. So we're just going to go over all of those today, and I hope you enjoy. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so I think we should start with the sealed stuff that I managed to get when I was over there. Of course, if we go to England, we've definitely got to get some football cards. So we did manage to get the UEFA Euro 2024 Match Attack set, which is the brand new set, of course, for the big tournament coming up in the next couple of weeks. Should start in June, early June. So we got Booster Tin 1, 2, and 3. Looks like there's going to be some pretty cool cards in there. We did also manage to get some stickers as well. My auntie managed to give me a couple of these, so I'm not really a sticker person, but again, we'll see what all we get in it. England a favorite to win this tournament, so you know, hopefully we get somebody pretty decent. And these are the Mega Tins, so I wasn't able to find Mega Tin 2 while I was over there. I didn't look too hard. There was just maybe 3 or 4 stores that we went to. But we got 1, and the next one should be 3, I believe. So 1 and 3, we're going to open all of those together for a big video just before the tournament starts. So hopefully it's pretty cool. It looks like they've got some cool international icons, they're called. Those are the exclusives in those ones, so I'm curious to see what all we get from that. And then we did get some single packs as well, so we've got some Match Attacks 2023-2024. These are the Match Attacks extras. I haven't opened those yet before on the channel. And then the Adrenaline 2024 Plus, so I've not opened those. I have opened the regular Adrenaline before. Those will all be posted as shorts, so you can see those. I'm sure by the time I release this video, I've probably already opened them. And then, of course, we have the Euro 2024 single pack, so again, from the tins, I will be posting these all as shorts when I open them as well. And actually, when we were at the airport, I managed to find this one, so this is a Pro Pack, so I think it's the same thing as the other ones. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you just get 10 instead of 8, but it was like £5. It was £5, so it was a bit more expensive. So hopefully we get something pretty decent out of those. Again, like I say, I will post those all as shorts. I just think it's a bit easier posting single pack openings as shorts, and then maybe do, you know, the tins and the mega tins and the booster tins and all of that stuff as a bigger video just before the tournament starts. So we're going to move on now to some Pokemon and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! So this is from the first store that we found, which was called Parallel Universe. Again, this was in Nottingham. I think the last time I went over there, this didn't exist, so or it they basically just came out. Or the shop just opened, sorry. So check them out. They've got really, you know, some decent singles, and so I just kind of picked up some stuff that I enjoy. Nothing too crazy, but some stuff that I found that was will go into my personal collection, and of course just some old school stuff that you don't see too often. So we've got 4th print Pikachu there, which is pretty nice. Just some Neo Discovery. I really like that Raichu artwork. A nice little Magnemite there. I can't remember what set that's from because there's only 12, so it must have been something pretty decent. Nidoking, Raichu, just holos from XY Evolutions. Just caught my eye. A nice Machamp promo there as well. We got, we should have Grookey, should have all of the Starter Sobble and Scorbunny, so got those all 3 together. Thought that'd be pretty cool. We also got the alternate artworks here, or the full art, sorry, for the Glaceon V and the Flareon V from Evolving Skies. So yeah, they had a pretty decent selection. Evolving Skies always does pretty well, so I thought I'd have to pick up those two. He had a lot of binders, and I kind of didn't see too much that I wanted, but just a couple of those caught my eye. And I did manage to find a couple One Piece cards when I was over there. I'm always looking for Zoros, so managed to find a couple of those, obviously for pretty cheap, so enjoyed getting those. And then he did have a pretty decent selection for Yu-Gi-Oh! So there was like 3 or 4 binders worth, so I just kind of grabbed some stuff that I know obviously looks and does pretty well. This was a beautiful Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, the ultra rare, the Japanese version, of course. Just a beautiful looking artwork, and I got it for a pretty decent price, so I was pretty happy with that. We also got a Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, of course, the hand traps. This is the prismatic rare, so just a very cool looking card. And then we also managed to pick up a Cyber / Harpy Lady, so this one's really for me. I used to run this deck a lot in Duel Links when I was playing against a couple of my friends when I was still playing that game and enjoyed it quite a lot. We've of course got the Man-Eating Bug, the first edition LOB. It is the European version, so you know I think you've got to get that when you can. Pretty rare to find in America. I'd say it's probably moderately played. It isn't in the best of condition, but still, I thought I'd definitely grab one. And then we've got the nice Diabolis, King of the Abyss. Very cool looking artwork yet again. I believe this should be a secret rare. It's a very nice looking card. And then we also got the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. So probably one of the better cards that I got out of all of them. I think if you see a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, you've just gotta get it if it's in pretty good condition. Just a very, very cool card in general, and of course pretty playable as well. So that was all we got for Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing too crazy, like I say. But pretty excited that we got that. There was a couple more Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards that I got, but they were for a friend, so we'll show those later on. But that was for that store. We're gonna move on now to we'll shout out my uncle Luke and my cousin Thomas. So these are all the ones that I managed to get from the family while I was over there. We'll start off with some of the coins that we got while we were over there. So just a couple of these, the playable coins. I do sell these on eBay, to be honest. They're just like $1 a piece, nothing too crazy. But if you do play the game, I don't play the Pokemon game. I'm assuming you need all these for counters and everything else, so check those out if you want any of those, of course. But still, some pretty cool looking coins. And then we managed to get some of these sealed sleeves as well. So these are all from the ETBs that my uncle had. This is probably one of the better ones, the Champion's Path Charizard ETB. So these are all of the sleeves, the sealed sleeves from those. Managed to get a pretty decent amount of them. I think like 5 or 7 in total. So those are from the Sword and Shield era, of course. And then these should be. We're gonna do the Pokemon. I've got something on the bottom that we'll probably save to the. I think we'll just pick it all up here. So a lot of these are ones, obviously for me, personal collection, and some of the other ones I just got off him because they were his swaps or his trades, so he didn't really need them. But we got some nice cards in here, to be honest. Some of the modern day cards, a nice shining Magnemite there. We've got this Gyarados GX. This is from the Hidden Fates promo card. It looks like there's an error in here. It looks like we've got 2 bubbles there, 2 hollow bubbles that bleed through. I don't think that's normal in that card. It could be, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the Raichu GX, of course, the same promo card from the Hidden Fates tins. Got Onyx GX, Grapplocked V, and these are just some of the V cards. These weren't anything too major. But like I said, these were his trades, so he just pretty much gave me these for free. These were the Starmie and Wigglytuff GX from Hidden Fates. Got a nice Sableye V, the Shadow Rider, a nice Mimikyu V. I hadn't seen this one before, so that was a nice cool little card. We've got the Trash Can V, and then a nice Regirock, Torkoal, Victini, and Keldeo. So again, these are all just the V cards that we got. Some black and white cards here, so these were pretty cool. I didn't know that he had these. So a nice Reshiram and Zekrom. from the 2011 set, so those were pretty cool to find. And some more shining cards, a lot of hidden fates. That was a lot of what he had. 2019 was really when he was really picking up on collecting. So a lot of the shiny cards, which are still pretty cool. Like, I really like the Guzzlord Ultra Beast there. Just very nice looking cards. And then we got another Keldeo here. These probably get into some more of the GX cards now. A nice Latios. And these are all from like that Unified Minds. So we got all the three Snorlaxes here. The full art, the regular V, and then I think this is probably one of my favorites, the V Max, where he's basically just an island. He's that big. Very cool looking artwork. Probably one of my favorite Snorlax in the modern day artworks. I prefer it than the gold card, to be honest. So very cool looking card there. I think that's all from the base set. We got a couple full art trainers in here. Vaporeon V. That should be, I think that's the promo card. And then he did have a lot of tag teams, so managed to get quite a decent amount of tag teams. I know those are kind of rising in popularity again, so I was very happy about that. These are some of the full arts that we got. Nothing too crazy. A nice Mewtwo GX there from Hidden Fates as well. The Aerodactyl GX, the full art. I think that's Unified Minds, maybe? One of them. And then a nice shining Charmander. Obviously, this card has kind of gone down in value since the Paldean Fates shiny Charmander came out, so that one's kind of gone down a bit, but still a pretty cool card. This is probably one of my favorite Mimikyu artworks. I really like when they add... I like this set because they had a lot of the trainers with their Pokemon, and this was no exception. A very cool card. And I like this one too. Obviously, the legendary birds all together. This is some more Hidden Fates, but these were probably one of the cooler tag teams with all of the legendary birds. So I should have that one, which I think is it's either the full art or the secret end. This is the regular one. I actually traded mine in the last show that I was at, last card show that I was at, so I'm actually kind of happy to get another one of those. So this was that shiny holo rare, the Tapu Bulu GX. I mean, I've seen these cards faked so much. It's like that fake gold type of thing. But kind of a cool looking card, of course, and like I liked that rarity. Some more tag teams here, so a nice Solgaleo and Lunala with Lily on there. Very cool looking tag team card. And then some more shiny cards, so a nice Zygarde GX here, so just a very nice, again, another one of those shiny holo rares. Probably, you know, I know a lot of people still collect the Hidden Fates cards. I think that's a pretty nice set to collect if you're going to try and get all the shiny cards. A very nice Slowpoke and Psyduck. I love this tag team. This is like the derpiest tag team you can get. Just really goofy looking. And pretty cool as well. We got a couple Charizards as well. This is, of course, that's from the Hidden Fates promo. And then we got a nice Chonkizard, the Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze. And, of course, he still had his ETB promo card still sealed up. So, very nice couple Charizards there. Some more tag teams. So, we got all the baby Pokemon here. Very cute-looking artwork, of course. And then a bit more beefier here. We've got all the legendary Dialga, Palkia, and Arceus. The GX there, the tag team. Very cool looking card, to be honest there. And then, yeah, the Darkrai GX, another shiny holo rare. This was definitely one of the more favourite ones that I managed to find. So, very cool looking card. I'm happy that he managed to give that to me. And then, of course, we have the Mewtwo and Mew, another tag team here. Beautiful card. I mean, this was peak Unified Minds, I believe. This was pretty much the artwork set. I mean, or the artwork card. This was what was on the front cover of the set. So pretty popular card there. And we got a nice Raichu and a Alolan Raichu GX. So I don't think this was the first time Alolan Raichu was introduced, but it definitely, I think, was one of the first artworks where they're both together in a tag team, which, you know, I think it definitely makes sense, having both Raichus there, having the surfing Raichu and then the regular Raichu. Very cool card, that'll go into my collection. And then we got a very nice Galarian Articuno V. Bit unlucky, it's very off-centered, so definitely not worth grading. But the alternate art, I mean, you can't go wrong with an alternate art Galarian Articuno. Very, very nice looking card. I think that's from Chilling Rain, I want to say. Pretty dud of a set, but it did have a couple good cards in it. And then this was probably the best card that we got, the Whitney Full Art card. Beautiful looking card. You know, it's not necessarily my cup of tea, but you know, it's a full art trainer, so I'm sure it will do pretty well. So I will probably be listing that one or selling it at the next card show. So very nice there. And we'll move on to something that I didn't expect to see or expect to get. These are the Shootout 2006-2007 Premier League cards. These are very interesting. So I only got a couple of these. I'm not sure if anybody even cares in America about these, but these are some of the legends. We've got a very nice Cristiano Ronaldo card here. These are like the match winner cards. I really don't know too much about them, to be honest. I've got to do a bit more research on them. But he just had a lot of these extra left over, so and let me have a couple of them. So very excited. These are some of the legends in that 2006-2007 era. A very nice Jermaine Defoe here. And we got young Wayne Rooney, young Wazza. Very, very nice looking card here. And this is, of course, in Wayne Rooney's prime, so he was definitely one of my heroes growing up. Definitely a very, very great player, and he definitely won a couple of those man of the matches, that's for sure. And then another hero of mine, Stevie G, Steven Gerrard, a very, very cool looking card. You know, 5-star man of the match winner. Again, I don't know too much about this set, but still very, very cool. Like just five cards there, nothing too crazy. But I'll have to do a bit more research on those and figure out what they're worth. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but if not, I'll probably just keep them because they're very cool looking cards. So we're going to move on now to the place where I did the most business, and that was Card Empire. So they've got 5 locations, I believe, in total. They've got one in Liverpool, Manchester. We just went to the one in Liverpool and Nottingham. The one in Nottingham's a bit new, to be honest, so the selection wasn't as good, I would say, as the one in Liverpool. The one in Liverpool, if you are there, you definitely need to go check it out. I felt like a kid in the candy. I mean, I could have been there all day. I mean, if I was made of money, I could have bought the entire store. I mean, every single card I looked at, I was like, yep, I'd have it. Just very cool looking cards, and of course we're going to start with the Hitmonchan EX. Up to this point in collecting, I hadn't even seen this card before, so I didn't, you know, I try and do this. This is kind of what I like to do. It's like the thrill of the hunt for me in terms of going into an actual store and seeing a card instead of spoiling it for myself online and looking up what all I'm trying to get. I actually kind of enjoy going in person and seeing this, and this is no exception. I mean, it's a beautiful looking artwork, and it's pretty much near mint. I mean, you could argue that it's lightly played. There's definitely a bit of whitening on the back, but the front is very clean. And just in general, just a beautiful looking card. I really like the that EX generation. I think they did a really good job with the hollow bleeds on all of these, and the borders, I really enjoy them as well. And just in general, just a fantastic artwork. So very, very pleased with that. That will be going straight into the collection. And then another EX card, another one of my favorites, Tyranitar EX. It's from a different set, so this is a 2004 card, not a 2003 card. It's just out of 17, so I can't remember exactly what set this is from. But just an absolutely beautiful card for Tyranitar EX here. There are a couple dinks on the top there that we saw in the light. So definitely played, and they did say that when I was at the store. They did say that, of course, they buy a lot of these collections off people, so they're not going to be near mint all the time, and they're not going to be in the best condition, so it will come from childhood collections. But I mean, the front of this is very clean. I mean, the artwork is very, very nice. There's not really any scratches on the front here, so for a binder card, this is pretty primo. There's maybe a couple bit, maybe a slight swirl there on the left-hand side near his arm. But overall, just a fantastic artwork. I love that he's sort of the backdrop is on a mountain, which is what Tyranitar's sort of known to destroy. So very, very, very cool card. Happy about both those EX cards. And that was it. I ended up just leaving Liverpool with 2 cards. I mean, like I said, I probably could have bought a lot more, but it was sort of towards the end of the trip and funds were a bit light, so only had a couple options there. So we're moving on now to the Nottingham store. So I went to this store 3 times, so I definitely got a decent look at all their inventory and did manage to get a couple cards for some of my friends. So this is the personal collection for me, so these cards will all be for me. We'll start off there with a nice Scizor EX Japanese, and then a Gyarados V from Evolving Skies. So nothing too crazy there, but just something for the binder. And then we got a very nice Giovanni's Gyarados as well, from Gym Challenge, I believe, or Gym Heroes. I always mix up the two, but a very, very clean swirl on it. It does have some scratching. It's definitely not in the best condition, but I'm a big Gyarados fan. He's definitely in my top 10 and one that I collect. So always got to get it when you see a nice Giovanni's Gyarados here, and of course the swirl definitely convinced me to get it. Otherwise, I'd say it's probably moderately played here. It's definitely not in the best of condition, but overall, just a very, very nice card. One of my favorite vintage cards from this generation for Gyarados. Very, very clean card, and the swirl as well. Can't go wrong with the swirl. So was happy about that. I've got the first edition of that in a PSA 10, so I kind of needed one for my binder, and that's obviously just the Unlimited. And then we move on to the very beautiful Hitmonlee Legendary Collection Reverse Foil. I mean, hands down, these were, of course, the best reverse holos that have ever existed in the game. These are extremely popular nowadays as well. I think the last card show that I went to, I only saw one of these, and it was at trade night. It was in someone's binder, so I never really see these for sale, to be honest. And I guess I don't see them for sale probably because someone's already bought them. And it's in pretty decent nick. I mean, it's definitely moderately played. There's definitely some scratching on the back there. You know, debatably heavily played, but still, you know, very, very expensive just because of what set it's from. And I'm a big Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan fan. I do collect those, so this will go very nice in the binder there. Very pleased to find some Legendary Collection foils. It's nothing crazy, won't get it graded, but like I say, it'll look very nice in the binder there. So I was happy to pick up one of those. And then next we should have some Steelix cards. So I've said this before, I've made another video about the Aquapolis Steelix that I have. Some of the most underrated artworks in the entire game, in my opinion. I really love Steelix in general as a Pokemon. I think he was always very cool, and all of his artworks I think are very, even the modern day artworks I think look very cool. And this is no exception. This is from the Cosmic Eclipse, like I was saying before, the ones with the trainers with it. And then we've got the nice XY, I think this is from Steam Siege, so this was the Mega Steelix EX. Very nice looking card. And then Scizor as well, so another one that I collect. I really liked the metal cards, or the steel Pokemon back in the day. And Scizor and Steelix were definitely a couple of my favorites. So I love this card. I think this card, the artwork looks so clean. This is Scizor Prime, so these were those Prime cards that were back in 2010. I think this is from Undaunted, so I don't see these that often either, or this set too often. And so as soon as I saw that, I think it was like 15 quid or something. It wasn't too crazy, but I thought, yeah, gotta have that. That'll look very nice in my Scizor collection. So very happy to see that. Like I say, you don't see the Primes too often, so I had to grab that while I could. And yet again, I love the borders on those. It's very similar to that EX generation. I think they did a pretty good job with the hollow bleeds and the just the pop that they have on all of the hollow artworks there. And then last but not least, we got another Tyranitar EX card. Just a beautiful card. Again, like I was just saying, I was harping about that EX generation. I got a lot from that generation. I just don't see it that often where I live, especially. So I just thought I had to grab this. This is, I believe, from Unseen Forces, so a very, very clean card. It's pretty expensive too. I definitely dropped, I think it was like 180 quid, so it was quite a lot of money, to be honest. Maybe overpaid just a bit, but it's definitely about a $200, $240 card. It's in that sort of range, depending on the condition, of course. And this is, I mean, I would say it's lightly played. You know, if you're being pretty harsh, very little whitening, debatably near mint, and it does have a small swirl on the top of his sort of, yeah, right on that right-hand side, near his tail. So swirl, very little scratching on the front. There's a bit on that right-hand side. So overall, solidly lightly played, but debatably near mint. and just a beautiful artwork. I really love the artwork, and it's, you know, it's a Rita, so it's going to be a very clean artwork, of course. If you're going to do the base set Charizard, you're probably going to do a pretty decent job at the Tyranitar as well. So very happy with that. That was all what I got for my personal collection, and then I took a couple pictures for some friends back at home in America while I was over there, and managed to run to the nearest Wi-Fi and sent them a couple messages. And they said, yep, I gotta have a couple of these cards. So these will be everything that I got for my friends. So none of these are for sale, they're already accounted for. But we got a very nice Dark Raichu. It does have some scratching on the front here, but still, Dark Raichus are pretty hard to come by. My friend he collects a lot of the Team Rocket cards, and this was obviously the first secret rare to ever come about, in I think the first secret rare ever, to be honest. So a very, very clean looking card. Dark Raichu is definitely one of my favorite Raichus. So very cool, very clean. Like I say, some scratch in there, not in the best condition, but you don't see too many of them given it was a secret rare. So a pretty rare card from that set. So that was the first one from Team Rocket. And then we got Rocket's Mewtwo, a very, very clean card. Something that you may have never noticed about this card, it's got a very, very small artwork. So just comparing it here to the Dark Raichu, you can just see that the actual box itself is tiny. And it's the only card that's printed that way in the vintage set. Something very interesting that caught my eye, sort of early on as a kid, and then when I saw it again when I was older, I was like, that seems almost fake, because it's you know, a lot smaller, but it's not. And they did a good they barely fit Mewtwo in. I mean, his foot is barely in there, and his head is in there too. But again, we got a beautiful swirl on the right hand side here. Very cool artwork. You got the shadow in the background. It's Rocket's Mewtwo, a very classic vintage card, very popular. And so of course my friend had to get it when he saw it, especially when there was a swirl as well. So some scratching in there on the front, not in the best condition, but again, we got a good price for that. So always going to take that nice vintage, and it's a Mewtwo, so you can't go wrong with that. Next up, we have some more EX cards. So this is Rocket Zapdos EX. So there's going to be the next three are going to be all from the Team Rocket Return set. So that's the next set that my friend is collecting. Like I say, he does all the Team Rocket cards. Those are his favorite. So once he's finished his Team Rocket set, he'll be moving on to this set. So he's just, you know, again, we don't see these cards that often where we live. So when I showed the pictures of them when I was in Nottingham, he said definitely grab these three for me. It's a beautiful card. Definitely some whitening on the back here. Not in the greatest condition. Moderately lightly played for sure. That unfortunate scratch right on the right hand side of his wing. That's probably the only downside on the front, to be honest. Otherwise, it's very clean and just a cool artwork. I love the green background, the lightning. It definitely looks like it's Rocket Zapdos, right? It looks like a dark version of Zapdos, so very cool there. And then we have Rocket's Persian EX, a very, very cool looking card. I actually really surprisingly like the artwork on this one. I'm not really a big Persian fan. I'm not really a cat guy, to be honest, so I've never really liked Persian. I don't mind it with Giovanni's, you know, it's sort of like his personal pet, so I actually really like that whole concept. But this artwork looks really clean. I really love the fact that the hollow bleed is within the eyes there, and it sort of has that red reflection. It's kind of a basic artwork, like in terms of the background and everything, but I think it does a pretty good job in terms of, you know, again, it's a Persian, which, you know, I know is not one of the most popular cards or popular Pokemon in the world, so I think it's pretty clean for a Persian EX. And again, of course, it was illustrated by Arita, so of course it's going to be nice, right? So very cool card. It was actually surprisingly pretty clean as well, and pretty cheap, so very nice to pick that one up as well. And then probably the best card we got for him here was the Raikou, Rocket's Raikou EX. Very, very clean card, and probably one of my favorite dogs out of the three. It's a tie between Raikou and Entei, to be honest. I really like both of those two. And this one has a very nice swirl on the left-hand side. This was the more expensive one out of the two. I don't think for the swirl, I just think in general, probably the popular one out of the three that I just showed. Definitely some scratching, unfortunately, on the back of this one. when you get kind of close up, but from a distance it looks very clean. When it's in the box as well, and it's going to be probably in a binder, it's going to look very nice, especially with that swirl. And just in general, just a very, very cool looking card. Not too much whitening on the back, to be honest, so it's pretty clean there in terms of on the back. And like I've always said about these EX cards, lots of sort of hollow patterns and bleeds are, you know, on the borders there that make it look very nice and kind of match the artwork and bring it all together. So really like those Team Rocket Returns cards. I think they did a really good job of those. And on to the final card that we got when we were in England, the Mecha, the best out of all of them, a very, very nice base set 4th print Charizard. So a buddy of mine was looking for, he's specifically looking for the 4th print base set, and this is obviously going to be his grail, right? He's a big Charizard fan, this is one of his favourite cards of all time, and that's not surprising, that's, for most people, that's the same. And this is a 4th print card, so for those who don't know, that's the UK print for base set. That's the 4th print technically for base set, that's why it's called 4th print base set. I'll probably make a video going into more detail on that if you don't know what that is. But he recently discovered it, like probably a year ago, and he was like, oh, there's another version of this apart from Shadowless and regular base set. So yeah, so that was this. And it's easily lightly played. Very clean front, minimal whitening on the back, so that's about a 500, 550, I think it last sold on eBay, around that price, so it's a very expensive card, and no wonder, and they're obviously very hard to find UK prints in America, so was really happy I was able to get this for him, and yeah, you can't go wrong with a base set Charizard, can you? So that was just a little bit of a recap of what all I got while I was in England this time around. Obviously, I wasn't going there with the intention to buy cards, but you know, we visited a couple of stores while we were there and managed to find some bangers, to be honest. So was very happy with what all we managed to get. And thank you so much for watching. I will try and do more longer form videos. Like I said, I'll be opening up those football cards here soon as well for the Euros. So stay tuned for that. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.